So welcome to the second episode and welcome to my channel. In the first video I tried to explain the difference in design elements between the MK4 and the MK5, and in this episode I'm going to try and make a new and better design for the Toyota Supra MK5. So to basically highlight what I was trying to explain, my most the issue I basically had the most is that the lines on the Toyota Supra are really confusing on the MK5, and what I did is I made this sketch showing you the MK4 basically in a line drawing and the MK5 next to it in a line drawing, and you can see that the lines of the MK5 are completely all over the place, and this is what I meant with a sticker bomb of design elements. To me, this is not a car. To me, this is something a 4-year-old drew. We are going to try and do a better job than this. So for me, what I like to do when I start a design like this is first of all look at the history of the car and the models and the brand, and try to establish some of the design elements that I want to focus on and that I want to incorporate. As I mentioned in the previous video, I really like the rear lights and how they accentuate the hip of the Toyota Supra MK4. As I mentioned also, I do like the ducktail-like spoiler that is both on the MK4 and the MK5, but on the MK4 it's a little bit hidden by the rear spoiler that the factory Toyota Supra has, and on some models I believe, not on all, but anyway, so that rear ducktail spoiler, that rear windscreen and the rear lights, that's something I want to focus on first, and then I'm going to focus on smoothing out the lines. But also keep in mind that Toyota is most likely not gonna put on all these vents just to say, hello, look at us, we can make vents. No, they probably put them on because they have a purpose. And that's something you need to learn when you're a car designer. It's just not only about style, it's also about functionality. And as I am an engineer, automotive engineer, I know about all of these things, and as I design race cars, I do know about these things, and I do know about aerodynamics. So you probably hear me a lot. Some people might see this as bitching, but please understand that I know what it takes to design a car because I did it, and I know how difficult it is, and I know how to engineer because I am an engineer, and I do a lot with aerodynamics, so I know what I'm talking about. And yes, I think it can be better, and yes, it's there for a reason. So it's not just when I gave the design classes at the University of Rotterdam, people said, oh, for example, the Fiat Multipla is such an ugly car, and then they say, okay, I can improve that. I say, okay, well, let's show me that you can improve it. And then they designed a Ferrari, and then it's a completely different car. I mean, that's not what we are doing here. We are taking a good look at the package that we have, so we know it's basically a BMW undercarriage, and on top we need to make it a Toyota Supra. So we know the dimensions, we know the height restrictions, we know the width restrictions, and that's what we have to work with. And so I'm not going to change the whole layout of the car, and I'm not going to make it into a Ferrari or something like that. No, we are going to stick very true and very close to the package that we have, and not just do some fantasy design challenge. So here you can see me starting with all the sketching. First of all, I started with the side views, and then I went over and started with the 3D views, some details at first, and then some more camera views of the 3D front, 3D rear, and yeah, here I show you some of the progress that I made. My camera didn't work really well, so I only got a couple short videos and not the extended videos. The design phase that I went through is a little bit more clean, and then a little bit more aggressive, like the Lexus does. Of course, Toyota and Lexus are the same company, basically. So yeah, trying to get a little bit more of an aggressive front. I use some style elements that could be traced back to Toyota, but also to Lexus. And yeah, I think in the end it looks quite good. And next phase, and that will be the next episode, I'm going to use Adobe Illustrator. Now, if you're thinking, hey, that's nice what he's doing, I would also like to design a Toyota Supra or a different car, just join me and show me your work. And also, if you want to challenge me to design a car or to redesign a car, or you know, whatever, if you want to have some lessons or information on how I design cars and how I started, just send me a message, and I will try and see if I can make some videos with the content you request.